Hello, welcome to the Wise Way to Success podcast. And today we are talking money. Now, what better way to talk about money than to bring in a money coach? So today I brought in Monica, how do I say your last name again?
Soror.
Monica Soror.
You got it.
Okay. She's going to talk money. Let's get right into it because it's a hot topic.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great.
Monica Soror.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I so badly want to make sure I say people's names properly and not
perfect.
butcher their names. So thank you, Monica. We got to talk about money because this is a hot topic. And I do get requests and people are like, could you talk to us about how not to have so much anxiety about money? That's what I get a lot. Okay. Because people have anxiety about money. So I say, if you don't want to have anxiety about money, you need to have a plan about money. So I brought in you, Monica. Talk to me, please, about money. What could people do? First of all, what do you do to help people with money?
So I'm a money and budget coach. There's not many of us around. What I do is I map out what you spend and make a plan. The first misconception that 90% of the people have is they actually have no idea where their money is going. When we start their forecasting, they think they spend maybe $2,000 a month. So they make $4,000, they spend $2,000. Hence, you have $2,000 left over. It's not the reality. So there's always that $2,000 or whatever the amount left over that they have absolutely no idea. And that's when they get those wow moments. I don't believe I'm spending this much money. So it's all about, you're right, getting a plan. 100%.
Well, mine is going to Tim Hortons. I'm telling you, I'm spending a lot of money there. I got too many points. I have too many points. So I know a lot of my money is going into Tim Hortons coffees every morning. So what do we do? So let's say now you put a budget to get, you look at all my spending and you go, Rob, you're spending about $300 on coffees.
A month?
A month.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take.
Yes.
I don't know. Hopefully this is not a true accurate number. Maybe it is, probably is. What would you say to me?
Well,
I love my coffee.
When I first start with people, I ask them, what are the non-negotiables? Working with a budget coach, the misconception is, oh, I don't want this woman telling me what I can and can't spend. I don't want her knowing all my business. I actually don't do that. I actually make everything available to you to see. Do you know you're spending $4,000 a year on coffee? People that have the Nespresso or whatever, it's a $65 a pound coffee. It's unbelievable. Also, depending on how you pay for your coffee. Oh, it's only $1. If you pay it on your credit card and you add it to your amount that's already there, that $1 coffee will end up costing you $8 by the time you're finished paying for it. Not only that, it costs you have to make $1.70 to spend $1. So every dollar you spend, you needed to make $1.70. So imagine if you're buying something that cost $100, you had to make $170, all our deductions and all those things.
Yeah.
So it's quite amazing and quite simple at the same time. And anxiety is one of the biggest issues people have. Unfortunately, I know people that have actually committed suicide and have gone to debt, have gotten divorced because of money. One, the couples don't like to talk about it and they think it's a pride thing. It's all about, I don't want somebody to judge me, and everybody now's got the newest car, the biggest house, but it's all on credit. It's all on credit.
Oh, so true. I call it money. Well, I call it. I'm sure this is
Money
the name.
wise.
Money wise. I don't call it money. Yeah, money wise. You gotta be money wise. But it's actually what I call it is money anxiety.
Yes.
So money, we need it, but we're uncomfortable. Like I have people who work for me who are uncomfortable asking me to pay them. Like it's interesting. Like I literally have people who are like, I'm like, where's your invoice? I owe you money. Like yes, I am one of those people. I chase people to pay them. But it's interesting that people have money discomfort. Even to ask for money. There's something about money that actually has a
dirty feeling.
A dirty feeling, but yet it's an exchange. It's like I'm exchanging it with you. You're exchanging it with me for a service, for a transaction. And yet we don't want to talk about it. We don't like it. If we feel there's a shame attached to it. Very fascinating, interesting. So people do live above their means.
Oh, yes, a lot of people.
What do you say to the people who buy a fancy car? And I know someone like this. I'm speaking to you. I'm not giving any names. They drive a fancy car. They lease it, by the way. Another word, lease. I guess that's not a good word I don't know if a lease is a good word.
It depends. Everything really depends on the person's situation. All of them are different. And I always thought that everybody knew 1 + 1 is 2. But the reality is Canadians, we have a consumer debt on an average of $72,000. So imagine if you have no debt and I have no debt, the person beside us has a little bit more. And it really is about people saving after they spend. And it's the opposite. You're supposed to save and then spend what you have left over. I really work on a balanced budget as every dollar you have needs to have a job. It needs to have a job that's, where everything is going. And it doesn't mean that, oh my God, my whole salary is going to be blown. No, part of the job could be having fun. Having fun money is one of the most important things because you work hard for your money. So do things to reward yourself instead of just doing things because I'm going to buy this on Amazon, have a brown box at your house every day because it feels good. And when we have anxiety about money, what do? We spend more money.
Or we have that attitude, well, I'm already in $3,000 debt. What's another $100, $5? So going back to the question of, so somebody drives a really fancy car. I know of someone like this, and they live in a very, a dangerous area, literally sleeps on their floor, spring floor, but yet they're putting all their money into a fancy car because they want people to see them go into a fancy car. Perception. What would you say to somebody who is putting his money and his value and his worth on something, but yet living such a compromised life because of it?
I think when that happens, there's another deep-rooted issue, an issue that can be with anxiety and other issues that somebody would need to have a talk or have some kind of sessions with them to understand where is this missing, what's missing. It could be, I drove a really bad car when my parents were raising us. Our parents also don't teach us anything about money. They let you stay home, and I come from an Egyptian background. They let us stay home until we get married. However, my mother made us give money to her every single month. But when we got married, she gave us a check of thousands of dollars because that's what our teaching was. Our kids, Mommy, I want the new phone. I want this. We don't make our kids learn. So what we're doing is we're letting them go to failure. Same thing with the car. My daddy has a nice car, but he also maybe makes $200,000-$300,000 a year. But at the end of the day, it's about how do people see me? And if they're not comfortable with themselves, it's all about perception. And it's sad, but it's, again, anxiety, and they have to invest in themselves. People who work with me are making an investment. Listen, look at me. I've been a big girl all my life, but I think I'm great. I need a nutritionist. I know what I'm not supposed to eat, but I need to invest in somebody that will hold me accountable. And that's what it is I am as well. Because one of the things is, well, why am I going to pay somebody that I know what I'm supposed to spend? Well, sometimes you just need a little bit of accountability and a little bit of, yay, you did a great job. Absolutely. I celebrate all the small wins, and it's amazing.
Well, you're a coach. I'm a coach. And one of the philosophies in coaching is accountability.
Yes.
Action plans. Having a plan and having a support system, because we're your coach. So you're coaching them to win, not to judge them, but to say, how can we help you? It's a strategy. And I think we need to take away guilt and shame.
Yes.
There is no guilt and there is no shame. We make mistakes. We do things. It doesn't define us as a person. And sometimes we need that extra support, which I think is super important. I want to give my audience, this is my mission in life. I said I want to help change people's lives. I want to give my audience tips. What could they do to save money? What could they do to make extra money? I have access to an amazing money coach. I want the goods. Please spill them.
Well, the first thing I tell people is, if they want to make extra money, I say, take a look around your house and see what you have. There are things that you have that you do not need, that your stuff at home could be somebody else's treasure. So take a look. There's a lot of different sites where you can sell things. It's unbelievable. And also take a look at your strengths. You never know if you could do translation or decorating. Now that we're all home, people are spending a lot more money in their home, so you can also help and decorate and things like that. Now, to save money, the best thing is, like you said before, is a plan. The first thing we start with is a budget. When people say, oh, well, you're cheap. Well, no, I'm on a budget. I have a mission. I want to buy another house in a year. So that means I'm going to save $1,000 a month. And I work a lot with sinking funds. And those are funds that we save for all those unexpected. For example, my driver's license is once a year. Our property taxes, our city taxes. But our salary doesn't change every month, but our expenses fluctuate. So what do? We take that full amount of money. Also, the gifts we're going to spend on Christmas or holidays, we take that amount of money, divide it by 12 and put it aside. You'd be so surprised. People have $17,000 at the end of the year, and they've only used 60% of what they planned that they were going to use. What do you do with that after? Now that you've saved that money, you keep going. It's very rare that somebody will say, oh yeah, let me go buy a Louis Vuitton bag because I just saved $15,000 or whatever the amount is. They're going to be so on adrenaline that I've saved that money. Let me do some more. And then it's unbelievable what they can achieve.
I hear you. And the mindset on that is when you start to see the growth, it has the opposite effect. Is when you see the minus, you start to see, wow, I have all this extra money. I want to build more and do more. And it's so important for our mindset that we believe, first of all, that we can do it, that we don't have to be in debt. The debt doesn't have to be a lifestyle, because a lot of people are like, well, all my friends are in debt. It's normal to be in debt. You do not have to be in debt. You don't. There are ways to get out of debt, and there's also ways for you to save. Oh, well, I work at this job. I live paycheck to paycheck, right? What would you say, actually, to somebody who says, I hear this a lot. I work paycheck to paycheck. I can't save $1. I don't spend on anything that's luxurious. Talk.
So it's funny because I wanted to mention to you is I work with many different kinds of clients. So yes, you have those clients that are in debt. Mm-hmm. You have the clients that work pay to pay. And then you have the clients that are wealthy, 6-figure clients that make a lot of money, spend a lot of money. However, some of them are going into retirement in 2 years. Yay, I have $500,000 saved up. Well, if you don't change your lifestyle, you need to have your CV ready, because in 2 years, you need to get another job. Mm-hmm. So we teach them, or we go through with them to get their ratio. If you can survive on 80% of your salary to have your fixed costs and your variable costs, it's all those discretionary costs. You're not spending luxury items, yes, because you're spending all this little money, $5 here, $5 here, on things that are not necessary. Mm-hmm. If you want something luxurious, plan for it. You're not going to just wake up one day and have an extra $1,000 in your pocket. You have to work for it.
Yes, you do.
Having a business, you have to work for it.
Yes, you do.
It doesn't fall in your lap. And doing a budget, the rewards are unbelievable. The way you feel, my clients are, Monica, I've been in debt all my life, my adult life, and in 8 months, I've paid off $35,000. And they're feeling on their mindset and the way they're changing. The anxiety is less. They're fighting with their spouses a lot less. And they just find money now everywhere. You create goodness.
Yeah,
right?
You create goodness. You call that in. You can call in more debt, or you can call in abundance.
Yes.
So what you're saying basically is it doesn't matter paycheck to paycheck, doesn't matter 6 figures. You can find ways to save. You can get out of debt. You do not need to live a life of debt. I love it. It's amazing. Monica, how do people find you and work with you?
So I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. My name on Instagram is Monica_budget_coach. I do free calls. And again, my program is really not a cookie cutter program. You might need an hour and a half a week, where another person might need a half an hour. It really is on what you need. I feed off of you. The biggest thing is I don't judge. For me, it's numbers. I love numbers, and I can work with numbers all the time. And the joy that I can give to somebody that gives them freedom is amazing. So you can get me on Facebook and on Instagram. And I think you're following me as well, because we're following each other.
Of course.
And I put tips up to help all the time, and I'm available. I work during the day, in the evening, and I really want to help as much as I can. I do a couple pro bono cases every month. I help moms that are single moms that that are working 2-3 jobs, and the kids are home by themselves because she really has to make it so she has food on the table. So I do as much as I can. Taking away that anxiety is just an unbelievable gift for me. And it's not about the money for me. I would rather do for free if I can help somebody live and not have to commit suicide or do other things, lose their children. So it's really heartfelt for me.
Well, you are in this for the right reason. It's why I got into this too. It really is to help people, change lives, let people know that there's support out there. Monica, you are a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm going to need to have you back for more ways to save money and more tips and strategies, because we all need money advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I want to wish you all a very wise day. maybe not buy that coffee today if you don't really need it. I'm speaking to myself, basically. Have a wonderful, wise day, and I will see you soon. Be safe.
Thank you.